trends followed by fraudsters and best practices in safeguarding digital information and digital assets. As cyber threats continue to evolve exponentially, staying informed and equipped with the right knowledge and tools has become increasingly critical. To deliver this session, we have got Mohan Ram sir, who has got around 38 years of experience and with the last 13 years as a cybersecurity expert. He is an IT leader specializing in cybersecurity and related cyber physical systems for critical infrastructures, including refinery, nuclear power plants, thermal power plants, hydro units, and mission critical IT infrastructures. Currently, Sir is teaching cybersecurity courses at premier institutes like IIT Madras, IIIT Bangalore, IIIT Sri City. Sir has holds a MTech degree from IIT Roorkee. Sir is pioneer in cyber education space in India to create awareness and fill the gap in skills to tackle potential damages due to cyber crimes and to impart training to students and working professionals with certification programs from leading institutes like IIIT Madras. He has been associated with the LEA and central agencies with investigations and advisory on the latest tools and techniques on cyber intelligence, fraud detections, etc. SAR has undertaken various R&D projects for AI/ML applications for threat intelligence at edge devices and other security operations center, etc. SAR is co-investigator for Government of India sponsored projects at IIIT Kanchipuram to detect image morphing and child pornography using AI/ML techniques with a very high rate of accuracy. So we are fortunate to have Mohan Ram sir. Actually, sir has got very big, very long bio. So we will directly come to our topic. Sir, thank you very much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. You can start the session now, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, Dr. Ram Srinivas. It's a great pleasure to be back with the NTPC team. I know one of the major dilemmas I had is I have done so many sessions for NTPC with the help of PMI. I have to ensure that I don't repeat. At the same time, I have to reinforce that. So normally for an introductory seminar or webinar, I don't spend so much of time preparing. But yesterday, full day almost it took for me to prepare for it. Fortunately, we are also going to run, you might have read about Cyber Commandos program, what our Honorable Home Minister announced on the 10th of September. We are going to create an elite 5,000 people in the law enforcement and other associated agencies who will come together in case of there is a national crisis or an attack on the nation. Because today, the cyber, the war is not fought on the traditional bullets and the drones. It is going to be on the information warfare. So in order India to get ready, Ministry of Home Affairs has launched this Cyber Commandos program. And we are fortunate to be associated with that program. We are going to train some 30 people from various police and law enforcement agencies across the southern part of India. There are 8 institutes going to do across the country. IIT Madras is one of them, and my company, FIST, is going to be part of that execution with IIT Madras. So I was preparing some slides for Cyber Commandos. I thought, okay, it is a good opportunity to use some of them and introduce you to the current threats, what I have researched upon, so that it is unique. And yet some of you who have attended the earlier sessions don't feel bored and that it's a repeat. So made it interesting. Hope I succeed in my mission. With all your good wishes, let me share my screen. I succeed in my mission. With all your good wishes, let me share my screen. I succeed in my mission. With all your good wishes, let me share my screen. To all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so welcome to the NTPC webinar, Cybersecurity Awareness. My name is Professor Mohan Ram. I succeed in my mission. With all your good wishes, let me share my screen. So in order to set the context, I want to start with a simple definition of what is cyberspace all about. I know you have a mix of instrumentation guys, computer guys, the IT guys, and the regular users and other things. So let us start defining what is cyberspace. It's this information system infrastructure. You start with there. You may have a small data center, or you may have only a router with no intelligent switches in your information infrastructure, which is not a big data center and other things, but that's also called information system infrastructure. So when you create an interdependent network of such infrastructures, okay, the cyberspace gets involved, which includes all the things. A lot of people have a confusion. Cyber is only internet. They forget that telecom infrastructure, the landline or even the PBX, what you have is hackable, and the mobile phones, which has become our extended arm for our day-to-day life. The computer systems, which includes the desktop, the servers, the laptops, the tablets, everything what you use for your day-to-day working is included into that. And embedded processors and controllers, you are the dadas in that. You have a lot of IEDs, PLCs, DCS, ICS type of things. And you also have home assistants. It's simple like the OK Google type of stuff, or Amazon Echo type of things. And of course, the whole SCADA and DCS systems, they're all comprising of cyberspace. So I think you have to mute. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. So a global domain within the information environment consisting of interdependent network of information systems infrastructure, which includes the internet, telecom, computer systems, embedded processors, controllers, home assistants, SCADAs, DCS, everything is included in the cyberspace. Now, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a practice. It is not technology. A lot of people think cybersecurity is a technology. It is not. Technology is only one small component. It is always the people, then process, and then technology in that order. So it's a practice of protecting critical systems and sensitive information from digital attacks. So most of the attacks are either done internally or externally through a digital means. Okay, it is also known as InfoSec, information technology security. So it is the set of measures are designed to combat the threat against the network systems and application, whether those threats originate from inside or outside an organization. Of late, the current trend of cyber threats, we are going to see the landscape very soon. Most of the attacks, almost like 98% of the successful data breaches, successful attacks, or successful ransomware plant, everything has happened inside the network, because most of the organization has fortified multiple layer of defense. Like you have a firewall, you have an intrusion detection, you have an intrusion prevention, you have honeypot, and you have whatnot. A lot of investments on protecting the organizational's information in systems from an external attack. But most of us, I'm an entrepreneur, we all trust our own employees and open up all the things to what is required for the employees to perform their jobs, and not have many controls for the insider's attack. Okay, so the security measures for an insider attack is not there. That is how the colonial pipeline, you might have heard about that about last year. The entire east coast of US, about 300 pumps, the petrol pumps went dry because of a ransomware attack. It's called colonial pipeline attack. Those of you who are interested, you can do a lot of analysis and case study on that. So, but what happened is they were not, the hackers were not able to penetrate from the external outside. So what they did was they had a temporary staff requirement, and they sent one of the ace technical guy, undersold them. Like, he's worth $150 per hour. He went and sold himself for $50 an hour. And our HR are always, not to demean anybody who's present here, HR are always delighted to have, I have a budget of $100, I get somebody at $50. Oh, wow, it's a deal. So they made him. And he analyzed the network and found that it is nicely secured, segmented, so that, the attacks don't cascade and everything. So, but what he did was, being a network guy, he went to each of the segment and planted like time bomb, like synchronized at X amount of time. All the malwares get opened up, and the entire colonial pipeline organizationally brought under knees. And there is a claim that they paid $5 million ransom, but the organization, the three-letter organization, and a famous or infamous one in the US, which also I got trained by them in the cybersecurity, made them to kneel down, and they removed the tweet and said, that organization, three-lettered organization, solved that problem. So, but what I'm saying is, inside threat is very big. So today we have a challenge, even with an NTPC type of organizations, you have a huge challenge to meet the threats which is originating from inside. Okay, so this is what you have to keep in mind. So then what is cyber defense? Ability to protect or defend the use of cyberspace from cyber attacks. This involves protecting everything that is accessible through cyberspace. You defined internet, telecom, connected embedded systems. Everything is part of the cyberspace. And most importantly, everyone who is vulnerable. This is what is very, very key for you to understand. Like, in case of something happens to our infrastructure, information system infrastructure, like the server got stolen, or server crashed, or somebody damaged the network, somebody damaged something, we can always recreate all of them, including data can be recreated. But in case of a human life which is lost, none of us have an ability to recreate another Dr. Anand Srinivas, another Mani Shankar, or whoever is there in the room in this presentation. We have no ability. So major thing is, because it is not that physical attack, killing somebody. You can be mentally put to torture. You can be mentally made to suffer through a lot of coercion and a lot of social engineering and various kinds of threat, different kinds of fraud, which I'm going to come up with. You can imagine the way people can lose their peace of mind and what is sensible living. Okay? That is the way the cyber frauds are happening today. So just to complete the introduction part, the cyber security consists of 7 layers, which we have to go in depth to understand the holistic view of 360-degree threat perspective. One is physical security, another personal security, another is operational security, communication security, computer security, network security, and finally the information security, the asset what you have as data or information is to be secured as well. So we are not going in depth to any one of these layers, but we are going to talk about the threat landscape, which is emerging across the globe as of now, and how to safeguard ourselves with sort of best practices and cyber hygiene. That's what I'm going to conclude the session with. Okay. So the cyber crime rate, it's the latest statistics. As I said, I was preparing for my cyber commando session. So this cyber commando program is organized by this I4C, which is Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. The first batch of 350 officers start training on the 1st of October or first week of October. 7th October, the IIT Kanpur is starting. We are starting on 3rd October at IIT Madras, and Gujarat Forensics University is starting on the 1st of October as well. Like that, there are different start dates, but this is what it is. So they have reported that globally there is an average of 97 crimes, cybercrime victims per hour. This means a victim of cybercrime is every 37 seconds is happening, and globally. And in India, an average of 7,000 cybercrime complaints are recorded daily. So you know that I4C runs 1930, which is the cybercrime reporting helpline across multiple states. And they also have a centralized portal, which is called cybercrime.gov.in. These are the two places where people can record if they suffer a cyber fraud or a crime has been committed, or they have been threatened by some calls or anything. You can do that. So 7,000 complaints recorded daily, marking a significant surge, like 113.7% compared to May 2023. It's almost double. So this is what is the thing. But let me also tell you, since we do a lot of training to the police and the cybercrime and the narcotics control bureaus and Delhi police, like that, we have done several trainings. This number of 7,000 is just 5% of actual crime, because 95% of the people don't go to police station or report the cybercrime fearing for something. They have a mental taboo that the friends may ridicule, or they may have the parents of some children who are living in the abroad, they may scold them. The fear of being ridiculed or humility is what make them not to report the crime. So 7,000 is 5%. Imagine, approximately, you can imagine what is the set of actually the crimes which is happening across the country as of now. Okay, so major attacks. We had a seminar from on cybersecurity. The National Cybersecurity Coordinator, who advises Mr. Doval on cybersecurity policies, made a statement in a complex environment of cyber attacks with our unfriendly countries neighboring our country, India, targeting us in multiple ways. There are 4 lakh malwares we find every day, and 375 cyber attacks take place daily. And why it is happening? The disease of just clicking on the link. So employees form the weakest part of the link on the security, and we have a habit of clicking. Like most of us use WhatsApp. I don't know how many of you have actually gone through the terms and conditions of WhatsApp. When you install it, it is asking you to read the terms and conditions and accept. I have gone through that. It's a 14-page document, and at least in 20 places you are giving them, the WhatsApp, the first right of use of the information or the exchange of messages or the photos or the videos you are creating and exchanging in WhatsApp. They have the first right of use. So you don't understand. Just we click, yes, next, install, and we are happy to do that. So there are huge problems which the employees need to be taken care. And this awareness seminar, I hope I'm able to give you good set of tips to protect yourself as well as your organization from any cyber crimes. Okay, so this is also a problem with most of the organization. Before the cyber security breach, they count the pennies. Pennies is American term. Sorry to use that. Or in Indian case, paise or few hundred rupees is what they are willing to spend. And after a breach, they want to spend a lot of money in putting systems in place. Many times it's a waste, because your organizational brand value, the reputation, customer trust, you have already suffered financial loss and all these things because of a breach, and you don't take a proactive action to prevent anything. So I've studied in Roorkee, and Roorkee is a hotbed of UPSC, and it feeds a lot of IIMs. And today, many of the top 100 Fortune companies of India, you take it, most of the CFOs or CEOs are from IMA, IMB, IMC type of guys who are heading those organizations. When we do an alumni meet and other things, we interact. When we discuss, the first thing, when they have a shortfall on the budget, what do? They cut the safety and security budget, because you don't know. It's like an insurance. When it happens, we will tackle it. That's the way they have an attitude, which is very bad, because today the threats are looming large. What we are going to see next in the thing. So I'm going to quickly run this. I'm not going to this thing. No sector has been spared by the attackers. So this is the message I want to pass it on. Like here you see cyber attacks on oil and gas sector globally. And especially with the war between Ukraine and Russia, the massive increase on the ransomware is happening there. I would request everyone to go on mute, please. It disturbs others. Please mute your mic. So you can see 21 LNG refiners, suppliers, US-based companies, and everything has been done. And in order to this thing, just prior to Russian invasion on Ukraine, massive ransomware attack disturbed the oil terminals in Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium. And you go into the nuclear power reactors. Russians are targeting the Ukraine's nuclear power reactor, but somehow Energoatom of Ukraine has been able to thwart that attempt, because otherwise it could have been a disaster. Renewable energy, people are targeting, even because when the oil short supply is there, the renewable energy becomes handy. So Russians targeted even the manufacturers of wind mill, like Deutsche Windtechnik, German wind energy company, uh, you know, shut down the remote systems controlling about 2,000 wind turbines for nearly 24 hours. A producer of turbine got into a ransomware attack, made the IT shutdown, and another turbine maker is also impacted, taking nearly 6,000 turbines online. So notably, wind energy has been suffering. So in our own power sector, what we are talking, NTPC type of companies, Tata Power, the largest integrated power company serving 12 million customers, was hit with a ransomware in October 2022. You might all remember in Bombay, there was 6 hours of complete shutdown and blackout, which happened in 2022 October. The hackers released the employee personal identification, national ID, which is Aadhaar, tax account number, salary information, and a lot of other information, along with the engineering drawing and the financial and bank records and the client information. Whole thing they hijack. So it can happen. So in Africa, an electricity company in Ghana were unable to buy or access the power nearly for a week following an apparent ransomware attack. And it's again taking control of the servers, which manages the power balancing and other things. Indian power sector is targeted by our neighbors, the big C and the big P, repeatedly. And our government has come out with a policy, cyber policy for power sector, which aims to train 28 million workforces on this sector. I don't know how they are going to achieve it, but at least the Cyber Raksha, CSK Cyber Swatch Kendra, and all these things have been recommended as part of the protecting the cyber readiness for any attacks as part of this policy. So we have been training a lot of people at NTPC and Damodar Valley Corporation and other power companies to create an awareness and build a in-depth knowledge on configuring a firewall, testing a firewall, and other things. So we are also proposing something for NTPC to do such things. So water systems, again, it's global things. Israel has been targeted by the Hamas and the group, and but they didn't do a damage, but they showed that the pool's pH and chlorine levels or the drinking water, the SCADA systems. The reason why I put this as a case study is you are dealing with SCADA systems controlling the industrial processes, so it can be compromised very easily by an attacker, which is there. And you take the auto manufacturers, the world's largest company like Toyota Motor Components, suspend operation for 28 production lines across 14 plants in Japan for at least one day. It also hit their associated companies, and it also attacked the the ransomware attack at the Bridgestone, which is a very famous tire company. And main supplier, Toyota's main supplier, Denso, also fell victim to a ransomware attack on their German business unit. And whole lot of things are happening across the segment. You saw oil and gas, nuclear power plant, power sector, water sector, and now automotive. Then transportation sector. The Denmark, the largest train company, DSB, stopped literally the trains on the track and could not resume it for a long time. Because the attack on a third-party service provider on the DF, that drivers have a panel for driver management or the track management, signal management, the driver communication management, also software, and that company got attacked. So they disconnected the entire servers to keep the whole OT environment safe, so thus causing the shutdown. So literally underground, the train stopped for at least 4 or 5 hours. So attacks can happen anywhere. So electronic manufacturers have not been spared. So we have an electronic, Foxconn is one of the famous Apple Mac manufacturers, and they have been attacked. And ransomware as a service, Lockbit is a North Korean hacking group which claimed the responsibility for this attack. So we're also talking about paper and pulp sector. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just presenting this quickly so that you understand no sector has been spared by the attackers. And food and beverages, prominent US lactose-free bulk ban for lactate went missing off the shelves of the supermarkets. for almost a long time because the ransomware that forced the company to take off all its plant offline. Okay, so most of this is IT as well as OT, and many times it is just OT, many times it is also just IT. But the combination of the attack on both IT and OT systems make a complete damage to the infrastructure, the information infrastructure, what you have created. So does it happen only overseas? We have case studies on Indian breaches. 1.2 million cards for free was available, cybersecurity for Indian users. And another breach of 7.9 million cardholder data was advertised in Bid and Cash, which is a website. It included the customers' data belonging to State Bank of India. The card data got breached. Domino's, many of us may be using Domino's application as well as the website. And $188 million orders were exposed. The breach exposed order details, email address, phone numbers, and the credit card details. So we have Air India. Those of you who are having frequent flyer with Air India, they compromised 4.5 million customers worldwide that had the details like passport information, ticket details, Star Alliance, frequent flyer data, as well as the credit card data, names of date of birth, and contact information. Everything was open for sale, which is because maybe whatever they thought it's a 4.5 million will make a lot of money. They sold it at something like $22 per 1,000 records, so which is just 22 cents, which is approximately, you can talk about 17 rupees per record. So that is what is available there in the dark web. So we also had a big basket. Many of us use the grocery application. 2 crore data was compromised on attack, and it's a shame that our own honorable Prime Minister's website, NarendraModi.in, 5 lakh users data got stolen. And Haldiram's, the simple snack which we buy from the off the shelf, had a ransomware attack, and they demanded the ransom of $750,000. I don't know whether they paid or I think they resumed their operations. So they must have paid the Bitcoin. And most of you who are using Truecaller, most of you I say because I don't use Truecaller, 4.75 crore Truecaller Indian users were found up for sale in the dark web. And of course, Truecaller denied that data leak, but it was available. We have gone and cross-checked. It was available for sale. So a lot of things are happening there. So ladies and gentlemen, my suggestion or the request here is just don't take security for granted. You have to work hard and put a very, very, sincere attempt to be alert and agile, and also use common sense to prevent any attack or any breaches happening to us. So the certain, we have a computer emergency response team, Indian computer emergency, certain it is called. So you can see that a total of 14,02,809 and 15,90,917 incidents. Incidents mean an attack were observed during the years of 21, 22, and 23 respectively. So you can see there is a dip in 2022. That's a time we were coming out of COVID, and a lot of people were returning back to the work and not join the duty type of things. Maybe that's the reason why it is a dip. But incidents are happening and it is on the rise. Okay, so this is what we have to keep in mind. So coming to now, mobile phones is part of our life. All of us have started doing many of our activities, even the company mails, company ERPs, accessing the data or critical information. We are using the mobile. And almost it has become a habit that the last thing we do before going to the bed is check mobile for good night messages from the friends and family. And first thing we do almost as soon as we wake up is to check the mobile for good morning messages. Am I right? And the mobile has become a camera, mobile has become a wallet, because even a tender coconut selling guy has got a QR code to pay the 20 rupees or 40 rupees what you spend on for buying a tender coconut has got. So the world is amazed at the digital revolution what India is undergoing, and the way the even the common man at the remotest part of the country is adopted the digital payment systems or the digital inclusion, what our honorable Prime Minister is driving. But are we prepared? So this is something which is a big question mark. And because of the naiveness, most of the rural people, I know many of you may come from a village background, they are all naive people. The first thing they have, the best quality they have is they don't suspect anything. Like the city people we have, we suspect everything. But they trust everything and they believe they are very innocent people and they are naive people, and the hackers exploit them. So this is what I had a very very sad case to handle about 2 months back in a village in Uttar Pradesh, where we were called by the police to help them investigation. So what had happened is a villager got a call claiming to be the bank manager where he holds the account. And the farmer had taken a loan and settled the loan. Very rare, but he had been an honest farmer. As I said, many of the rural people are honest. And he settled the loan. And back, this man says, congratulations, Mabruk, or congratulations, you have settled the loan, which is a very good thing. And you are eligible for the next loan. Anytime you want, you can approach me for any amount you want. Because you have settled the loan, you are eligible for another loan. And things like that. He spoke for 5 minutes, appreciating him for settling the loan. And then he says, no, you need, but before you apply for another loan, in order to ensure that you have a document claiming that you have settled the loan, I need to issue a no due certificate that you don't owe anything to the bank. So I will send you a code to your bank account, and you read it out to me. Then you come tomorrow and collect the no due certificate. So the farmer, today India is revolutionizing the digital payments. You can't buy the fertilizers and seeds by paying cash. You have to use the Kisan card. RuPay Kisan card is there. So this man had actually, and the Kisan card is linked to that Jan Dhan account of the farmer, where this 6,000 rupees per annum is credited and other things are there. So this man had mobilized all his resources and put 72,000 rupees onto his bank account to buy. Next day, he was planning to buy the seeds and fertilizer. So when this man spoke and sent an OTP, and this man innocuously read the OTP, the 72,000 rupees vanished from his account. So this man was crying, my family will go hungry and all these things. And we could trace using our forensics tools and kits that the account it has moved from the account to which it got first credited to 5-6 hops of distribution, 72,000 rupees split into 10 different accounts, and then from there some other account like that. So that the forensics is very difficult to do. Finally, since it is a farmer's thing, the police was very keen, and they helped us talking to the bank and got a lot of information. Finally, when we landed up into the final account where all these 72,000 money from all that 20 different accounts got accumulated, and went to check the KYC of the address of that account holder, it was graveyard in Manipur. So you can imagine. So who is to be blamed here? The guy who opened an account without verifying the address, which is a Samshan Ghat or the graveyard, or the guys who are named to the farmer who are named to read out the OTP. We don't know, but it happens every day. And mobile phones are so-called smart features are there. So earlier, you might have recognized all these things. You have a phone, camera, gaming terminal. All things were isolated. The music, the iPod, the laptop, the GPS, everything was individual devices, not easy for people to hack. But now everything is moved into a smartphone. And unfortunately, all the so-called smart features of the smartphone are unsmart when it comes to the security aspects of it. Okay, so this is something which you have to remember. And the smart features like the location automatically, alerting. Like, I get a email alert when I book the ticket. My office sends me to my Gmail account so that I can show in the gate, what is a ticket to enter into the airport. So it automatically picks up and says your flight is 2 hours, and you are from the location you are in. It is time to leave because it takes 40 minutes to go to the airport. That sort of alert, all of you may get it also. But how is it doing it? Because it is tracking each and everything. Every message coming to your phone is tracked and cracked, and to give you a proactive alert. Yeah, it's a nice feature, but I didn't ask for it. But it's a plain invasion of my privacy. But who cares? That is where it is. And all of you may know who owns the Android. Any idea, ladies and gentlemen? Any idea who owns the Android operating system, which is 80% of the phones across the globe operate with Android? Any idea? You can put it in the chat as well. Anyway, so Android is owned and developed by Google. Okay, so what we call it as Google Know All Master is what we have. Like the famous poster, you might have seen it already. Google now hiring. No need to apply. We already have all your information. So that's the way Google tracks the people behavior, the user analytics, and everything is done by the Google Baba. So yeah, it's a very dangerous trend. So many of the times, like I was a key speaker in before COVID at Gujarat. Vibrant Gujarat is an event which Mr. Modi had started when he was a chief minister. It's an international exhibition come conference. And we had a partnership with TCI, Telecom Consultants India Limited, and they had a stall, big stall they had put in. As part of the stall, they were given a speaker spot. So the director technical at that point of time, Mr. Kamendra, is my senior from Roorkee. He said, Moji, why don't you do a talk on cybersecurity? Okay, so I said, yeah, good opportunity. Let us do that. So I thought I'll do something unique to attract the people. What they should do or what should they should not they do. So it was a 650 people audience I was addressing. So I came to this point that mobiles are very vulnerable. Mobiles are without any idea. There are a lot of hidden spyware, malwares, and information stealing, malicious software is sitting into your phones. And I had taken 5 of my guys to that Vibrant Gujarat exhibition. I said, no, there are 5 guys in this next 45 minutes. They can do an analysis of your phone and tell you what is inside your phone. You won't believe. All the 650 guys stood up to go and give their handsets. I said, no, hold on. Sit here. We will randomly choose 100 people. They will come and collect your handset and give you a token. So you can go and collect your handset later. So our guys went around and picked up 100 handsets. You won't believe, sir. 87 out of the 100 had more than 50 hidden software, rooted or spyware or adware or malicious software, which is information stealers, the key loggers type of application. 50 plus, 87 out of 100. Okay, 3 were iPhones. We couldn't find anything, and balance 10 had less than 50. It's not that they were not. They are free from adware. They were 20, 30, 40 type of things. But 87 out of the 100 handsets we analyzed had more than, and many of them had call forwarding, which is a message forwarding or SMS forwarding, like that. They had settings. So I would request each one of you to take your phone and dial out this number, *21#, and see what is happening in your phone. It will give you the status. It's not connecting to the network. It checks your phone for any call forwarding setting, which is any of the malware has modified your call settings to forward an SMS or forward a voice or forward any other data to any other number. So anyone who has got such forwards, please put one in the chat, or you can unmute and talk also.
Sir, it is saying error performing request, setting activation failed.
You are an iPhone user?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, iPhone doesn't permit that. Android guys, please do that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
See, that's the beauty of iPhone, showing no call forwarded. Yeah, I'll type it in the chat box. Okay, call forwarding, connection problem or invalid. So those of you who are iPhone will not, this command will not work because iPhone doesn't permit what do you call as the USSD ports. Mr. Vinod, you have a problem. So you have to go and reset your phone or change. Alok Kumar Yadav, you also have a problem. Call forwarding unconditionally is a major problem. Call forwarding services were enabled my Android phone. So you all of you who have got a call forwarding unconditionally for all basic services. These are all dangerous things. You need to go and reset the call forwarding features. I put it in the chat, sir. Let me type it again. *#21#. Yeah, voice not forwarded is a. So, Mr. Vinod, you can go to the message settings or call settings in your. Every Android has a different features. You have to go to the settings and change there is the forward features for messages or voice. You have to disable that. The better thing will be you back up your contact and the messages, critical messages and photos to a paid drive. Google offers a paid drive. Put it there and do a factory reset of your phone twice. And then you will be reinstall only the application you want to use. Then retrieve your contact data there. So those of you who have got call forwarding, that's the solution you have. So let's move forward. There is. Okay, so you had *#21# is one such thing. We also have a major challenge. As I was telling you, we have trained the Delhi police on crime investigation, and they were more particular about dark web monitoring because a lot of drug trafficking happens through the dark web. So we were teaching them. So during that interaction, during lunchtime, one of the officers was telling me, I was just interacting. What do they do? How do they do there? Why they know the criminals are very active? Why they are not doing anything type of interactions? So one of the things he said, Onji, we had there are two hotbeds where there is a training college for fraudsters. You pay 10,000 rupees, you will learn all the fraud techniques in less than a month. Okay, how to defraud people and make money. That is what they teach you. 10,000 rupees. And they promise that after 3 months of your working with them, you can start earning 1 lakh per day. That is the lure they put in there. So he was telling that the hotbed is one is called Jamtara. You might have seen the serial also. It came in, I think, Netflix or something like that, or Amazon Prime. There is another thing in Haryana called Nu, N-U-H, Nu. Okay. So he was part of the raid in Nu. And when they caught hold of training college where some guys are getting trained, and they seized the place and searched for it, they found 1 lakh pre-activated, prepaid SIM cards, activated SIM cards in that location, 1 lakh cards. And he said, OG, it was very surprising that, most of those cards, when we checked up the numbers and, with the operator, they were from South India, some remote part of the South India. Somebody has taken the KYC of that user and created or bought another phone in Haryana somewhere, in Kurukshetra or whatever is the location. They can go and get a SIM card very easily with the ID proof there, and they activate that, and then they use that for perpetrating crime, calling somebody to say, आपका KYC expire हो गया तो आपको receive करना है, type of things. Paytm frauds are very common. So realizing this, we have our government of India, Sanchar Sati. You can see in the bottom, which is https staffcorp.sancharsati.gov.in/telecom user. So all of you go to your website. You can use it on the mobile browser also. Type in this, put your mobile number, and there will be a captcha there. You put it there, you will get a OTP. And you put the OTP, you will know what are the connections running across the country with your KYC. Okay. So this is an open public utility the telecom department has come out with to make sure people check if there are duplicates. And when you get a duplicate number which you recognize, which is not belonging to you, there is a flagging you can do. This doesn't belong to me. And then you have to report it to the cybercrime also. So those of you, please type TAFCOP. I'll also paste this into the link for you, and you can use that. The chat box, I'll put this. So this is the site to log in. As I said, put the captcha, give your number and put the captcha. You will get a OTP, enter the OTP. You will see the number of connections you have in your name across the country. If you recognize a number, it doesn't belong to you or your family. You might have got one for your daughter. That's okay. But if you recognize a number, there is a flag available there. This doesn't belong to me. You click that. The telecom department will check the background and put it for notification to the mobile operator to check re-verify the KYC. And if it is not genuine, then they will stop it. But in order to protect yourself, you go to cybercrime.gov.in and report that this is the number. Somebody has taken a connection at this number. I've checked it at TAFCOP. Provide the screenshot and say this number doesn't belong to me. Please take action to deactivate this number and protect me from any frauds. This is what you have to write and safeguard. Anyone found a number which is not belonging to you? So that we have finished, Reena Kumari ma'am. This TAFCOP is for the duplicate connections you have. Anyone who has got a duplicate number which doesn't belong to you, but it shows in the TAFCOP site? Good, Divakar. So those of you who have a number which doesn't belong to you, that's what I want. Mr. Mohanty. Got one which belongs to you or doesn't belong to you. Error you have to go through because sometimes the connections don't come in. Yeah, those of you getting the error, please retry it because it is a time lapse. They have set it up, very tight one. So you have to put your OTP very quickly. So if you delay it a little bit, then it will say error. Those of you who have your numbers recognized, which belong to you, have no problems. Yeah. Sir, it is an evolving portal. It's an initiative of our MHA with Telecom Department. It is still evolving site, so it may not show all the numbers, but it will eventually come in there. Sir, you have to, Mr. Subhash Chandra Kalia, you have to report to the cybercrime. At 1930 or 1930 normally is very busy, the peak hours. You can also go to cybercrime.gov.in and report it there. Because you can add the screenshots and say that this number doesn't belong. You can circle it and report to them. They will have taken action with the mobile operator as well as the bank. Recently, on the 10th of September, they also opened a fraud investigation center at Delhi. So they will take it up very seriously. Okay. Anybody else has got unknown connections? So, no, sir, this is only telecom department. I'm sure there should be an utility the banks they are working on to show. Yeah, Trishul, I told you this is an evolving site. The operators need to give the information to the telecom guys, which is still happening. It's a very new site, which is, you can see there is only 97 lakhs people who have used the system. And we have almost like 80 crore connections. So people are not aware. So my humble suggestion is to all of you, 237 people who are in this group, ask each one of your friends and family to check this so that they don't land up into trouble in case of any of these who are Jamtara guys. So please do that. Okay. So let's move on. I hope you learned something and So there are ways to check. Yeah, Pamidi. Stop sharing. Go back to the chat. See. Mr. Pamidi, can tell what is it? You have raised your hands. You can type also. I'm not able to unmute. Okay, nothing. So let's move on. Okay, so mobile phones are very dangerous. It's like almost I used to tell my students that it's like a time bomb ticking on your hand. Was recently one of the hackers in Japan has cracked a mobile phone. A reverse of a charge built up to the what do you say, like overheating using the battery and making it burst when you receive a call near your eyes, and it kills the brain directly. So yeah, it's literally a time bomb is what this hacker has proven. So you be careful while using the mobile phones. Okay. So let's move on. I don't know how many of you tested this. You mute the mic in your mobile phone and say, okay, Google. So Google will say the microphone is muted. If it is microphone is muted, how did it hear okay, Google? That's a question because Google is always listening. I don't know how many of you have seen. You may be talking in your drawing hall with your wife, hey, let's buy a new car. So you discuss to buy a Toyota or Skoda or whatever, Maruti or whatever it is. And that discussion is heard by Google. And next time when you go to Google search, The first advertisement which will come is what you spoke. The Toyota or the Skoda or the Maruti Suzuki is what the advertisement will appear. So there is an allegation that Google is listening to all our conversation all the time and using brilliant AI technologies to do a speech to text, and then text is used for propagating the advertisement, and they mint money, millions in an hour. So this is something which you have to be very aware, and even if you switch off the mic, they can listen to you. Is what people say. I have not tested it, but there is those of you who are interested in learning about this, there is a video available in the YouTube. Is Google listening always? Okay, that is title of the YouTube. You can see that there. He shows the paper dog toys, and he switches off everything and talks to just openly. My dog loves toys, red color, square in shape, and red and black is preferable. If I have money today, I will buy only a dog toy. Like that, he speaks for 2 minutes, and he opens the BBC or Daily News, the website of the newspapers. The first advertisement which pops up is about the dog toy. So that's a video you can watch. So Google is listening. So be careful. Burnout or block your microphone always. Difficult because you can't take and receive the calls if you mute it, but that's what they use it as a thing. Okay, so any one of you say what is wrong with this? Let me tell you the context. My company is fistacademy.com. This is a regular, my email address is mrc@fistacademy.com, and I get a message on 26th October saying your storage is full with the Microsoft logo, and free up space. There's a link provided there. Anything wrong with this message? Anybody can talk. What is wrong with this message? Yeah. Hello. Anybody talking?
बोलता हूँ सर, ये इसमें FISST Academy लिखा हुआ है, इसलिए थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम है.
नहीं, that is my email address.
Sir,
it's valid.
Sir,
all very yeah.
hello, sir. The receiver mail ID is of the domain FISST Academy, and the sender is of another domain.
Yeah, you got it right. QSync. It's not from Microsoft. It says mail delivery system with the Microsoft logo, but it comes from QSync, KUSANK. So if you are not analyzing the header, but you got panicky, oh, I will not receive any mails anymore. I click this link, an adware or a malware can get into my system. So this is something which people do it very often. So what is wrong with this message? The right-hand side message, email notification, your package cannot arrive due to incorrect address, updated within 24 hours, or your item will be returned. It says in post, indiapost.com/in. And, of course, mine is an iPhone, so it gives you additional warnings. That's the sender is not in the contact or whatever it is. What is wrong with this message? Anybody?
Sir, indiapost.in. That is correct. And indiapost.com is not correct, I think.
No,
Sir,
go ahead, Ashish.
Yeah, sir. Sir, this is being received from a mail ID that is Gmail. A common anyone can make this email ID and send such a message.
And it is also urging you to do something within a time-bound action. Okay. So you always need to suspect if there is somebody pushing you to do something urgently, you have to suspect that. That's a message. Of course, Evangeline Henberg at gmail.com is the origin of the mail. And iPhone being smart, it gives you a lot of additional information, but normally the Chinese-made handsets don't give such information. We all receive this. Your own account will be blocked, and it comes from Hero KUEP. And the landmine is actually this short link. Your HDFC account will be blocked today plus the link, and it is byrl.me HDFHD or whatever is the short link is a dangerous one. And we get such. Apple is urgently requiring the part-time jobs is another luring one. Stay at home and earn 5,000 rupees. Or I got a message last week saying that you are already appointed, 38,000 per day is your salary. Click here to accept the job offer. So there are a lot of things coming up in our way. And the statistics is very alarming. Phishing is last 3 quarters. This is one. External remote services is getting activated. Yes, Prakash, you have something? Yeah, go ahead, Prakash. Okay, so when you click the link, unknown link, like the short link which came on the message saying that your HDFC account is there or your parcel got returned, click here to update the data or anything. The short link is always a problem. Okay, you don't know what is behind that. So that is where the external remote services, the hackers can take over your computer or take over your mobile and do everything remotely using that malicious software which gets into your system. Okay, so what are the different kinds of scams and frauds which is happening of late? Of course, it has been there for centuries. Sometimes, whenever the first PC was invented, there have been several kinds of frauds. But of late, this is the top 20 or 15 types of frauds which you can come across. Social media is dangerous. Those of you who use the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and Telegram, and TikTok, and whatever is the other social media applications, you have to be very careful because most of them come with phishing links and identity theft. Online shopping, 40% discount, 80% discount, get to 5 free, that sort of offers, fake websites. And it will look like exactly like a Nike website, but it will not actually be not a Nike website. Online gaming has been a very major threat. And even though the court has given a lot of ruling and they say that you are playing at your own risk, except caution and other things, people have lost huge amount of money on the online rummy. We have a case in South Block. All know that the South Block is a power center. Of course, it will change into the new parliament very soon. But the South Block, one of the ministries, the system administrator, played online rummy and lost about 30 lakhs of rupees. He borrowed from his father-in-law, the mother-in-law, the brother-in-law, the friends, family, everybody to play the rummy. And every time he decides to quit, about to quit, he will win some 50,000 rupees and then he will start playing again. So he had an accumulated loss or accumulated loans of about 30 lakhs. So now he gets an email to his account saying that claiming to be some Russian hacker group. We are from Russia, and we know that you have 30 lakhs loans, and you are in a very, very, very bad financial conditions, and the only way you can save yourself is committing suicide. We know that you are contemplating the suicide, but here is an offer. You being a system administrator, plant this malware into your systems, and we will settle the 30 lakh loans you have. And moreover, we'll also give you 25% of the share what your government pays for this ransomware attack. So he had a choice, as I said, he was contemplating suicide, and then he fell succumb to that mail and got the malware and put it onto one of the systems. As a system administrator, he had access to at a super user level, but he forgot that they also have a good security operation and a network operation center. So they could immediately detect there is a malware activity happening, and they contained that network and contained the whole damage. But and then this guy got arrested, and whole lot of things happened there. But what I'm saying is online gaming is a very, very dangerous thing. And a lot of us have seen cases where people succumb to the pressures of such luring emails and causing damage. If they didn't have a SOC or a knock, imagine what would have happened to that South Block industry. Would have taken for a ransom. And being government, they would have demanded a huge ransom. And in order to save our country, they might have paid as well. I don't know what would have happened. So scholarship, when the results get announced, you get a lot of messages, especially the students, to say that you have scored a good mark. Scholarship is available. Click here. An enrollment the investigation charges of 5,000 rupees to be paid, 10,000 rupees to be paid to get a 5 lakh scholarship. That's how they make it. Lottery, and links are circulated with fake products in WhatsApp. And now AI, artificial intelligence, is used for simulating the voice. Your own voice can be simulated and create deep fakes, the videos. There is a fraud which he recently reported that you will get a call from your very close relatives, like your sister's son or sister's daughter, or somebody saying that mama is admitted in the hospital, and I don't have money. Please send 50,000 rupees to admit her into the hospital. This is the number to send. And I'm calling from my friend's phone, not because my phone doesn't have charge or something like that, from an unknown number with the face of your relative. Close relative is what you will get as a video call, and you will send, because it's your sister or your brother-in-law, or whoever is a very close this thing. You will immediately send the 50,000 and call that person to say, I sent the 50,000, did you get it? They'll say, what 50,000? Then only you realize you have been duped. So deep fake videos, deep fake audios are being used in the WhatsApp. So this is another thing. Webcam. The camera which I have here is, I will paste it with the Scotch tape just after the session, because it can be activated remotely. Telegram scam, which is invest a small amount, get a big amount. The Telegram guy got arrested because it's a very anonymous platform. Job offers, just review a restaurant, get 500 rupees. Star rate theater or a mall and get 500 rupees. That's a starting point where they will pay you at least 2-3 times 500 rupees, and then say that now you invest 5,000 rupees, you will get 10,000 rupees. Like that, they will hook you. And FedEx scam is a very big one. Like your parcel is stuck with the customs, has got narcotics or banned items. You are going to be arrested very soon. We are here to help you save from the arrest. Please pay 1 lakh or 5 lakh or whatever it is. And a customs official will come on the WhatsApp. Photograph will be a custom officer's name, and you go to web and check, it will be a genuine custom officer's name, but it is not so. They have just picked it up from the social media and put it as a WhatsApp banner, and they're calling from another number. And a lot of people pay a lot of money and fall as a victim. And India Post, we saw that the SMS comes and the short link comes. Telecom department, this is the latest one. This is a call from telecom department. Your mobile phone has been observed to be used for fraudulent transactions. Press 1 to listen to more, and they get connected, and they'll blackmail you, say that we have found terrorist activities originating from your number, and they'll show you a police identity card, and it will be a genuine police officer, but not dealing with this. It will be an ID card of the officer. But IT refund, it's a seasonal one. Now is the time we are all getting IT refund, income tax refund. So it will say that your refund has been processed, ready for payment, but there is a small glitch in the account number. Click here to correct it. So it looks very genuine. You have got a refund. Many of us get a refund, and you click there, then you fall as a victim. The latest one I was reading is about the digital arrest. The same, any of these FedEx or customs or telecom department, IT, you are being caught into that. They make you mentally torture you for 5 to 6 hours. They keep you in a digital arrest. Say that you go into a room, lock yourself. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. And don't talk to anybody. Things like that. They will torture you. And a lot of people have gone to medical professionals or psychologists after this sort of harassment. Sextortion, we are going to see. This is what will happen is, like, you receive a WhatsApp call in an unknown number, from an unknown number. And when you open it, there will be a nude girl standing on the other side, and they will click that, record that few seconds of what you have opened, and then they'll blackmail you to say that I'll share this with your family and friends. You had a sex on the video, and we have a proof, and police guys will call you, and a lot of things. There is a NDTV posting very recently, about 3 months back, on this extortion, which is a big scam. And they charge anywhere between 2 lakh to 30 lakh, depending on how long is the video, how many videos they have, and other things. So you have to be very careful. It's not that exhaustive list, but this is the common ones which is happening there. So you need to be aware of the scams and frauds and protect yourself, and protect from the mental torture what you have. Yeah, Prem Singh. Can unmute and talk, Mr. Prem Singh. Okay, there's no comments. Is the actual newspaper I was telling you about FedEx scam? Bangalore. I don't know how many of you are logged in from Bangalore. Has been a notorious last 5 months. That is January to May. 521 cases leading to 65.19 crores. Just one of these 20 scams I had listed there is FedEx. So you can imagine what into 20 times is what they are losing in the common way. You can see Whitefield, East Bangalore, South Bangalore, Southeast Bangalore, Northeast Bangalore, West Bangalore. Everything has jumped between 23 to 24, and it looks so genuine, the voice messages or the interaction from the call center person. So people have lost so much of money, the FedEx scam alone, in Bangalore alone. And we have a huge country with so many metropolitans like Bangalore. Imagine what will be the heyday of the cyber attacker. So Facebook has been a very popular social media. We have almost 2.6 billion or 2.3 billion population who are using Facebook. WhatsApp is 1.6, Messenger, WeChat, everything is there. How many of you think Facebook is free? Let's have a quick chat. It's a very good question, Mr. Ghosh. Just because they think they know everything, okay, they fall as a victim. Sometimes overconfidence or over knowledge is also detrimental. Am I right? One of my friends and who's an IIT lost 45 lakhs in digital arrests. Yeah, not able to switch on my mic. Okay, Prakash. Dr. Srinivasi, maybe you can enable unmuting facility to the guys. Yeah. Yeah, twice. Okay. Yeah, Google will listen. If you have a smart TV, yeah, you have a problem. Yeah, even if it's not connected to the net, it has a whenever you connect to the net, it will send the data. Okay. What happened in Lebanon? I'm not sure. I didn't see the news. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Prem Singh, go ahead. How many of you think Facebook is free?
Sir, good morning, sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, I was sharing my own experience of Telegram.
Okay.
Telegram link, so that in this platform everybody listen to me and they may be aware of that thing. एक बार क्या हुआ ना सर, मैं ऐसे ही टेलीग्राम चैनल्स देख रहा था, उसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट के बहुत सारे ऑफर्स आ रहे थे. I would choose one channel and go through that channel because I want to invest some amount.
Yeah.
Met account information.
Okay.
I shared them with my account numbers and all these things, and I asked them how to invest, how they will invest, and they just asked me, you can send small amount. We'll show you how to invest.
Okay.
Over there. I have deposited 5,000.
Oh.
And it's never come back.
Okay, for you're fortunate you stop the loss at 5,000, because sometimes what they do is they give you 10,000 rupees and make you invest that 10,000 with the greed that it will become 20,000. So that's the way they go on doing that. So some of you have asked if you are in the flight mode or switched off. Yes, it will work because almost all your mobile has a good storage power. So it will record into the area And whenever you are switching on and connecting to the network, it will send the data to the whatever is the source, the Facebook or any of the social media. Yeah, so that is what is a thing. Earns through not just an advertisement. I'm going to tell about that. Okay. Any link is hazardous, Prakash. You click the link, you are gone. The malware or the information stealing software gets installed onto your phone. Okay, so let's move on. Subhash Chandra Kalia, yes, it is true. Tim Cook doesn't pay me any penny for saying this statement. But I have been a Android and Windows user till 2018. And I've been a cybersecurity professional since 2011. Despite being so much aware, a lot of attacks have happened on me, but I've not lost any money. Okay, but the moment in 2018 I moved to a Mac Airbook and an iPhone, my life has been more safer and I've been able to sleep more peaceful. Okay, this is the statement I want to say. It's not that Apple is totally safe. They manage security better than rest of the devices. Okay. Saurav, that's a different session altogether, how to detect malwares and how to detect what is there in your systems. And, so a lot of frauds are happening. It's good that you are all sharing your experience and knowledge here. But I have a time limit, so let me proceed with my completing my talk with proceeding further. I hope. Okay, so let me go back to the presentation. So Facebook is the most popular of all the social media applications. And hold on. So we have Facebook had a loss in an outage. Okay. I think it is in October 21, during the peak of the COVID, there was a 6-hour downtime. Facebook, the Meta, the so-called WhatsApp, everything got blocked. And so they couldn't access. Nobody can use it. And Facebook being a listed entity, they had to declare that they caused an inconvenience to the customer and the company suffered X amount of dollars as a loss. So can any one of you guess what is that loss, dear friends, quickly? Any guesses? Guess it doesn't cost any money here. Guess. Thousands, 10,000. $200 billion. Wow, Mr. Kalia. 10 billion USD, 100 billion USD. Okay. Yeah, anybody else? Any other guesses? No, Facebook reported a loss of money to the stock exchange for a 6-hour downtime, 79 million. Okay. Dollar, yes. Kumar Yadav, Ashok Kumar. Yeah, 79 million to 100 billion. So we have huge range. Any other guess? One more. Okay. So without 1,500 billion. Wow. 6 hours, yeah, just 6 hours. 100 million. Abba says 100 million. 50 million, 100 million. Okay, so let me go and share my screen again. Tell you what is that number which Mark Zuckerberg has declared to the stock exchange. Okay, so you can see 160 million loss in 6 hours. So, and they lost a 40 billion market capitalization wipeout. And so any idea, if it is 6 hours, it translates to about approximately 27 million per hour. And if you divide 27 million by 60, you get approximately about 27 million divided by 60 is approximately 150,000 per minute. Okay. So what is that? How does it translate to such a huge revenue? Any idea? How does Facebook make money? So much of money, 160 million in 6 hours. So you would search in the Google for advertising rate in the internet. It is about $1 per 1,000 impressions. It's not. Data. What data? Your mobile and your name doesn't or your email ID doesn't cost anything. Very big money value. What value it has got? My email address and my identity. Data. You are spending money to Jio or Vodafone. How Facebook makes some money? Any thoughts? Okay, so in order to save time, let me tell you what it does. Okay, Facebook or WhatsApp or LinkedIn or any one of these things. So that's what I'm saying. Your data is useless. What do we have? Your data. Your data is your email address or mobile number. Your whatever is the data is useless. Okay, so what they do is they overtly do something. Okay, WhatsApp is a messaging platform. Where do you do a text message or a video exchange or a photo exchange or something like that. That's all the application does. But that's a overtly doing an application, which is the apparent true this thing. Yeah, user behavior sales. So we are coming to that. So what it does is indirectly or without your knowledge, it's actually spying on you. So whatever activities you do on your phone, the people you are calling, the numbers you call them frequently, how long is your call, what type of conversation you have, because speech to text will give you, the idea of what type of conversation you have. Are you talking business, or are you talking personal, or are you talking sex, or are you talking about a movie? What all sorts of information is gathered. And it also tracks what type of food you order on Swiggy or Zomato, what is your preferred food style and the food favorite food item, and what is your shoe size if you're doing a shopping for your shoes online e-commerce transactions you do, what is your typical ticket size of a grocery purchase, what is the items you buy commonly. All these things is dumped back to the Facebook or Twitter or whoever is owning the application. Gets all the data. Last known number is about 234 parameters are captured by Google, because they are the Android suppliers. Android is the operating system of your mobile. They gather as many as 234 parameters about your user behavior, which includes the purchase patterns and all these things. So now I am a manufacturer of a product. I have created a product for teenage girls, okay, a unique product. So I want to market it. So now I have two choices. I put big newspaper advertisements, put a flash on the TV, and put advertisements across the radio and all hoardings in the roads and other things. Hope that somebody will see it and buy my product. I spend 25 crores budget for that. I allocate that. So, but there is a chance that only 10% of the people may look into it, and maybe 1% of them actually, may buy a product. So that's 25 crores have a return of, say 100,000 users seen the advertisement, 1%, which is 1,000 people have actually got the product. So now I go to Facebook and say, look, I have this product. I want to market to the parents of teenage girls. I want your help on targeted advertisement. Okay. Targeting the parents of teenage girls who have a typical ticket size of purchase for 2,000 rupees. That's the value of my product. So market it to 100,000 people. So they have a two choice. Either they can take it and market, or Facebook will create a marketing campaign through another company which they own, and they run the campaign for 100,000. Can you believe what is the conversion rate? 70%. Jump from 1% to 70%. And they charge $10 per record. So you spend $1 million, is 100,000 records, into $10 is $1 million, which is 8 crores of rupees. But you got 70,000 customers instead of spending 25,000 and 25 crores and getting 1,000 customers the traditional way. That's how all these guys make money. Mint. So those of you in the Facebook or any of these social media, be alert. You are the subject. It is not given free. Okay, this is something which so thanks for the good discussion we had. So let's move on. So which age group? Almost all. So you can see of the living population today, 18 to 29, 88% are hooked to the social media. Any one of this, Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or any of this, all these things put together. 78% of 30 to 49, 64% of 50 to 65, 37% of even 65 plus people are on the social media. So imagine the addiction, what you have, the waste of time we have as a country. So using the social media, they exploit the human instincts. Like, we have sympathy, empathy, fear, emotions, and, greed. All these things are what is exploited by an attacker. That's called the social engineering. So the taxonomy of the social engineering is attack is something like there is always an operator, a human being or a software. And there is a medium. It can be an email to whatever we saw, the text messages or voice-based calls and various kinds of things, websites, cloned websites, and a whole lot of things. It could even be physical and compliance. It could be a friendship or liking the followers, what you have in Facebook, and commitment and consistency. Or they may create a fear with scarcity or reciprocity and social validation. I have 10,000 followers in my Facebook sort of things, or an authority. I am your boss type of things. But it exploits what you see in the bottom. Greed is the maximum one. And anxiety, inquisitiveness, fear, and emotions and sympathy are part of all the human qualities which is exploited by the hackers. So let's run through. This is per month. Number of reported installation. So information stealers, 249 million. Trojans, which is 175 million. Ransomware is 154 million. Remote Trojans are 46. Advanced persistent threat, 40 million. Like that, there's a huge list. And this has been published by Cisco in the recent report, 2024 Information Threat Report. So what is an information stealer? It's a malicious program designed to collect various kinds of personal and financial information from an infected system. It could be a laptop or a tablet or a mobile phone. Captures the keystrokes, extract files, steal browser data like passwords, cookies, and more. And they generate a large amount of data of DNS traffic and exfiltrates data from a compromised organization. So this is a huge one, 246 million per month. And Trojan, it's a genuinely disguised as a legitimate software, but it will overtly do some malicious activities. So this is something which is there, gain a backdoor entry to your system or steal your sensitive data or spy on you. And ransomware, this is the one which locks your data and demand a ransom to open it up. And this is the common one. You saw 140 million such attacks are happening there per month across the globe. So 10 common vectors. You have software vulnerabilities, compromised credentials, and weak passwords, malicious employees, internal threats, poor encryption, ransom, phishing, misconfigured devices, trust relationship, and DDoS attacks. And these are all the threats which is surrounding an organization and a human being. So in order to avoid this, what are the best practices? Let's see that very quickly. So you have to remember and know the red flags that can help you becoming avoid becoming a victim. The social engineering tactics to watch for. Your friend sends a strange message. Like normally, you know your friend how he sends a message, but you get a message suddenly say that I am stuck in Singapore, I don't have money. Please send this money, so much $10,000 to my friend's account. I lost my wallet and mobile, like that. Okay, so you have to be suspicious. Your emotions are heightened. Your emotions, whatever is the emotions you have, that is heightened. The fear or sympathy or whatever it is, and the request is urgent. We saw the message within 24 hours. You have to do it, and you win $1 million. So offer is too good to be true. You are receiving help you didn't ask for. The center cannot prove their identity. These are all the things which you have to watch for to help the identify or the red flag. So you have to be avoiding these things. So the anatomy, the fraudster obtains the legitimate user information on the dark web. He calls the victim, pretends to be an official from a bank or a government agency, like we saw the customs or the police, the digital arrest type of things. Fraudster convinces the victim there is an urgent need to transfer funds, and the victim completes the transfer by succumbing to the pressure what is there. That is what is happening there. And modus operandi, they prepare a ground for attack, identify the victims, deceive the victims, obtaining the information over a time, and close the information without erasing the suspicion. So exit. So investigation, hook, play, and exit. That's what they do it normally. So you have to be alert and aware. Okay. So sextortion we spoke about. So 45% are fallen as a victim, and 60% happens to be perpetrator known to you, and 40% met the perpetrators online. 1 in 4 victims saw a medical or mental health professionals after falling as a victim too. So threats to expose a sexual image in order to make a person to do something. That's what is sextortion. So link manipulation is a misspelled link, is a very deceptive one. This is where the short links are very dangerous. You cannot know what is that website. It will look like a very similar one, like Facebook is with 2 O's. It will, instead of 2 O's, it will be 2 zeros. So you don't know the thing is there, misspelled or there. The domain will look like the same thing, but it will be directing to some other IP address you have. So you will not see the thing. You will see the ICICI screen and put your user ID, password, your ATM number, and the password. Now it is available in a formed website, and you can see the link. What is sent there? You can see that it's a hacker.com actually sending that link. So spear phishing, it targets dear Mr. Mohan Ram, like that sort of things. So identifies the pieces of data they want and researches the pose as one of the trusted sources, convince the victim to share the data is what happens in the spear phishing. And clone phishing, this is very, very, very dangerous, and it is like it is coming as a malicious link sent from a spoofed email. And when you click the link, it will go to the phishing website like what we saw, and attacker uses the credentials onto the regular website, legitimate website, and cheat you. So the websites will look very similar. You can see it's a very famous bank. We have just, in order to beat the privacy, we have smudged the part of it. But both sides, the cloned one, which is on to the right, phishing attempt is very similar to that. You cannot identify any difference except for here HDFC double C was there, and we have cloned the website there. And in fact, we also have NTPC suffering a notice, and somebody used NTPC's website look and feel and created a EV charging station dealer chain.in, and they had put an advertisement in the social media with the NTPC's logo saying that e-vehicle charging dealership is available on behalf of NTPC. Pay 50,000 and get 10 lakh worth of kits. And you won't believe, sir, 2,39,000 people paid 50,000 rupees. And when nothing happened after paying, somebody called NTPC. That's the time NTPC came to know about it. And this is officially, they had to put the advertisement in the newspaper and put it on the website, saying that this website has got nothing to do with NTPC. And this is something which has happened to you. The cloned website with the NTPC logo has been used by a criminal, which is there. So voice-based phishing, calling like a legitimate person from a reputed organization, and financial institution and gather the information on a targeted attack. So we have a case study of one of the army majors who is a very alert person, but they have done a social profiling of this army major who has been part of the Kargil war and other things. So he has an ego like temperament. His characteristic is very egoic. Normally, a lot of army people who are very proud of themselves. And no wonder, because they have done a service to protect citizens, common citizens like us. They are very proud of that. So one guy calls him on the phone and says, I'm calling from your bank. I don't want to name the bank. And he says, no, sir, I've dealt with lakhs and lakhs of card customers, but I've never seen such a disciplined person like you. So the army colonel eyes open up. Yeah, I'm an army person, so I have a discipline. So you are paying the card on time, you are using it within the limit, and whenever you have a point, you are using the points very beautifully. And I've never seen such aware user, blah, blah, blah. He boosts his ego further. And the conversation continues for 5 minutes. At the end of it, he says, sir, I have a humble suggestion. You should write a book for youngsters like us, how to use the credit card. Sir, it will be very useful. It will be a hot seller, I'm telling you. Please, sir, please write a book. So the man actually falls flat. He says, you think so? I will write a book. That's where it is. Then the guy comes to the point and says, sir, the bank has got about 18 lakh customers of the cards, the platinum cards. And it has chosen only 100 people like you who are the best users and upgrading the card from platinum to titanium card. And the benefit of titanium card is for every 100 rupee you spend, you get 10 rupees cash back. Okay. Then the army man's eyes open up, says he spends about 25,000 rupees on the card. And, if it is going to be 10 rupees back, he's going to get 2,000 or 2,500 rupees extra for his monthly savings he's going to have. He said, what should I do for that? There's nothing, sir. I have to do a verification. So I'll send you a small OTP. You just read it out to me. And the moment you read it out, I will activate your titanium card. It will be posted to you tomorrow. And day after tomorrow onwards, you can enjoy the benefits of the titanium card. For every 100 rupees, you will get 10 rupees back. So the man gets an SMS with a 6-digit OTP. He gives the SMS, the person, the OTP number. 1,72,000 vanished from his account. Then only he realized when he got an SMS to say 1,72,000 detected from your account, he understood that it has been a fraudulent call. So wishing is very convincing. They will talk to you, the language, what you like, and convince you to do something which is unwanted to be done. Okay, so this is something which you have to be very careful about the source of the information. So I'll skip this video. This is a wishing call. I'll share the presentation to Dr. Srinivas. He will send it to you. You can see this at leisure. Since we are running out of time, I'm just skipping this video. Okay.
They're going to hack me using social.
So whaling, a method to mask convey as a senior player of the organization, target another senior or equivalent to lure for financial gain, or in case you are into intellectual property, they will say, share this drawing. I'm with a client. I have to show this drawing. I'm your CEO type of things will come in there. So you can see there, hi there, Sean, this is Roger, your CEO. Are you busy? I'm out of office. I need you to process a wire transfer to me today, for me today. And he gives the details and, things like that. Same thing. It presses a urgency is there. The CEO is mimicking as a CEO. And how they do it? It's a business email compromise works. They start with the fish and respond to the damage, and the result is what you see is a huge damage there. So what types of business email compromise comes? False invoice scheme. Your invoice has been rejected, sent to the accounts payable or accountant to say that your invoice is rejected. People will click the link. CEO fraud, account compromise. Your email account has been hacked or your system has been compromised. People click that. Attorney. Everyone has a fear of lawyer notice. So law firm is mimicked. And data theft. HR bookkeeping employees are targeted to obtain personal information, which is there. So smishing, we saw that SMS-based phishing. So we get you won the prize, or we saw that in the initial thing. Rightly, you identify the faults there. So dear customer, deactivate your account. So people fall as a victim to this, especially the senior citizen we have. So coming to the final part of my presentation, we'll talk about few cyber hygiene aspects which you need to take care and protect yourself from many of these frauds. One is, so just to say, hygiene is something which is part of our life. As a very young person, our parents teach you have to brush your teeth as soon as you get up, have a good bath, clean up your body, and wear a good cloth, your uniform to the school, like that. Now we have a lot of hygiene factors to follow, like wash your hands before you eat, and if it is a fork and a spoon, you hold the fork to the left and spoon to the right. All these things is part of the hygiene factors as well as the etiquettes are coming in there. So this is something which is cyber hygiene, something which we have to practice to protect ourselves as well as the organization. It has been seen that the organizations which has got good cyber hygienes established and make incentives for people to follow the cyber hygiene have been better protected compared to the other organizations which has not followed such cyber hygiene. So what is the first point? Avoid USB drives. So since it is just a 2-hour session, I'm not showing you. There is a device which looks like a genuine simple USB drive, but it is called a USB killer. So what it does is you put it onto your laptop. Even if the USB port is disabled, when it is physically available on your system, you just plug it in. It draws the 5-volt power from your computer, builds it to 230 volts. And when it reaches the 230 volts, it pushes it back to your motherboard and it damages your processor. Okay. And if the processor is like the heart, it's like a heart attack. So there are several types of USB lookalike device, which has a keylogger, which has got, which can inject a malware. It can do this thing, what do you say, rubber ducky, which is actually snooping. You plug it into any of the USB drives and monitor the entire network traffic, gather the information and see the packets which is flowing, and a lot of things as possible with the USB. So the first hygiene factor is never ever use or give a USB drive to any one of your colleagues or use it in your organization. So that's the first recommendation. You have to be very, 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 very particular about it. It's a no-go. That's what you have to follow. Second one, all of us cannot avoid the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi at home, Wi-Fi at the office, Wi-Fi at a mall, Wi-Fi at a theater, Wi-Fi at airport, Wi-Fi at various public utilities like railway stations, bus stops. So you have to have a secure Wi-Fi is what you should do. You have to put a good passwords at 10 character length with a mix of capital, small symbols and numbers. You have to create a good password, use hard drive encryption and privacy protection is what you have to be very particular. Today, organization like NTPC has to be extremely careful with the DPDPA Act, which has been passed in the Act of Parliament. You can be liable to up to 20 crores fine for every incident where it is proven that the privacy or personally identifiable information where this some data compromise has happened or data leakage has happened through your network or through your source of information collected about your customers, you can be laid down with a fine of 20 crores, so not small. So you have to be very careful about privacy protection. So use two-factor authentication. It will be a news to you that we saw that it is Facebook has 2.5 billion users, and only 2% have activated the two-factor authentication. So 98% of the users are not even activated, or maybe 90% are not even aware that there is a two-factor authentication. So is it a failure of Facebook or is it a failure of the users? We do not know. But wherever it is available, wherever you have to secure something, put a two-factor authentication. Just instead of user ID and password, add a factor. This is called the two-factor authentication. So you have to do that. Geotagging, all your critical assets, do a geotagging. And the ladies, please go to your Android phone and disable the location tracking, the geotagging feature. Because by default, Android activates your location. They want to know where all you are going, how much of time you are spending, which is the marketplace or the mall, which is your preferred mall, which is the friend's house you visit very often, etc., etc. So disable the geotagging, especially for the ladies, so that nobody trails you. You have a very bad world out of there, and we have abaya type of activities happening, the crime against women, which I don't know why it is happening, but it is happening. So you have to be very careful. So go to Android settings and disable the location tracking. And whichever application, like Uber wants it, it will say geolocation has been disabled. You say enable once, and Uber will get to know your location, and then keep it off always. So go to regularly check up if it is getting on, because Android will reset whenever you do a automatic software upgrade. It will again put it back into active mode. So geotagging is something which is good for asset tracking of your enterprise, bad for human tracking. So you have to be very careful about. So insist to all your family and friends to look at the HTTPS. This is the encrypted traffic between the source and the destination, the client and the server. So you have to be very careful. So never, if you see any site which is just HTTP : you have to avoid. So educate your family and friends as well as the colleagues who are not part of this course or part of this lecture, that HTTPS is a mandatory requirement for as part of the cyber hygiene. So ways to prevent: reject requests for help. People come with a lot of sympathizing story and exploit your human qualities. Just reject. I'm sorry, I'm busy. Okay, you will feel bad for a while, but then it's the safest method. The reason why I'm saying is, in 2009, one of the Hyderabad, there were six locations where the bomb blast happened in 2009. Hyderabad, you may remember some of you. So all those things were activated using a SIM card. The terrorists dialed a number to activate the blast. Okay. So in one such cases, the terrorists borrowed a phone of an innocent man in front of a hospital, saying that my wife blood bank has refused to give the blood, so I need to make a call. My phone has run out of battery. Can I make it? It's a sympathy thing. So he asked for a help. This guy gave the phone, and what he dialed? He dialed the RDX bomb blast. Okay, so the detonator was activated using the SIM card, and the forensics investigation led to that the call originated from this guy's phone, and the police arrested him, saying that you activated this. Then he says, no, I did not do it. And then he recollected and said, somebody bought the phone. They said, no, it's your number. You have to be responsible. Your phone is your personal property. How can you give it to anybody? And it took 6 years. And he went up to the Supreme Court to get himself relieved out of this. A lot of expenses, lot of mental torture. So I'm not saying don't help, but request from an unknown source, even a known source, somebody can befriend you and cheat you. So better avoid it. That's what I say. Set your spam filters to high, secure your devices, and install the regular update of software, and be mindful of risks. We have learned about all the things. Learn about the cyber news, what is happening. Like some of you shared your own relatives suffering. So share that and say, be aware such attacks are happening. That's what is the way to prevent attacks. So protect against, think again, the same thing, use a spam filter, update the software security regularly. So Windows, those of you who are on the Windows laptop, they send a patch, security patch, very often, because across the globe there are 368 million Windows users. Wherever there is an attack, Microsoft will do an analysis and say, oh, there is a gap. There is a small gap through which the hacker entered the system. So let us fix it up. And they send you a security patch. And many of us, when it offers to do an update, will say postpone. So never postpone. It will take hardly 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes is worth saving yourself or your organization from an attack. So use multi-factor authentication. There are two-factor authentication se zyada, like you can add a biometric feature and make it multi-factor authentication. Back up your data, because ransomware is primarily locking your data from access. And if you have a current backup which is there, you can say, forget about it. You don't need to pay the ransom, but you can restore from the backup. So you have to back up your data to the current level every day. So I travel very heavily. Like I make sometimes a single day trip to Delhi and back. So get up at 4 o'clock and leave for the airport and come back my home at 1:30 in the night. From the airport. Even at that 1:30 in the night, I will connect my 1 TB hard disk, which is an external hard disk where I back up that day's data, and then only go to sleep. So I have that as a habit. So you have to back up your data. I know that something can go wrong, ransomware. Okay, because I'm in a Mac Airbook. No, it may be remote, but there is a chance. Who knows? Or my dog might pull my laptop from the sofa where I've kept it, and it might fall down and break. Anything can happen. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Do the backup of the data. Don't link links or attachments from any known as well as unknown source without verifying. And if there are attachments, call your IS guy and say that check if there is any malicious thing embedded there, and then only open it. And block the unreliable websites. You have a choice in all your browsers to block a website. So use that so that it doesn't attack you or do any spying. Okay. So phishing attack, verify the sender's email, verify the URL by hovering over it, call or text the sender to verify if there is a spear phishing or it is a targeted attack. And did you send the email type of things? And you realize there is a phishing scam, disconnect from the internet, back up your files immediately, change your password, and ask your IT team to do a hardware scan for any malicious code or hidden software in your phone or a laptop or a computer. Okay, this is very much important to do that. So finally, educate your employees about attacks and how to identify the phishing, because that's been the major source of attacks. Flag all the emails coming from the external of your organization, and discuss the social media with the executive teams at most of the times whale phishing is happening there. Establish a multi-step verification process when you have to share a sensitive data or virus transfers. So this is the recommended best practice for protecting an organization from the cyber attack. Okay, so anti-BEC, we have seen this. And the final one, the cyber safety core technique is use common sense. Okay, that is something which, when you are emotional, when you are under fear, when you are under stress, when you are under empathy, sympathy, or greed, you forget the common sense. But use the common sense. Why will anybody give something free to you? Why is this guy offering this, making this specific offer to me? Like, he went to Telegram and paid 5,000 rupees, only restricted to the loss to 5,000 rupees, Prakash. But, it could have been very dangerous, because they would have paid him 10,000 rupees, and after a week, he invests 10,000 rupees. And, then, it just get built up. When it reaches 1 lakh, they vanish. So you have to use a common sense. Why are they giving me double of the money? That's a common sense you use. Avoid malicious web link, avoid malicious attachment, fraudulent data entry forms, regular software update, as I said, daily antivirus definition update, report suspicious activity to the cybersecurity team of NTPC, avoid using removable media, especially the USB. So this is the cyber safety core technique. But on top of it, your brain, you have to be alert, aware, and use your common sense to prevent any damage to you or your organization. Okay. With that, I end the commercial part of my presentation, but I want to share the discipline I follow, because I think it will be useful to many of you as well. Before I end, I thought, I will share this practice. Most of you can take a note of it and start following up to safeguard yourself. As I said, most of you are the Android users. After this session or end of the day today, go and back up your data, which is the contact information or important photographs or important mails or messages, to a paid drive. Don't use anything free. Okay, Google gives you a free space as well as a paid space. and it costs about 1,300 rupees per annum or something, which is a very simple amount for 100 GB hard space. So use pay thing. So Americans respect privacy the moment you pay a single dollar. Okay, they don't respect privacy if it is given free. So use a paid drive, back it up, and do twice factory reset twice. Okay, and then install only the application which is useful to you to safeguard yourself from all the hidden. As I said, no, 87% of the handset we verified had more than 50 information stealing software, as well as the malicious spywares, adwares, and other wares, which is damaging, which you don't know because it is rooted and it is hidden. Okay, so suspect anything which is given free. They are not your grandfather or uncle to give anything free. So remember, you are the subject if something is being given free. Like we had a discussion, very interesting discussion. Thanks for that on the Facebook, whether it is free or not. So you are the subject. Yes, remember that. So you have to be very careful. Stay away from most of the social media. It saves you time. Spend time with your genuine friends rather than the Facebook friends. You will find it very enjoyable. So after I became a cybersecurity professional, I have every account, but I don't use any of the social media because I registered there so that nobody does an identity theft of. I'm reasonably popular guy, so I don't want my identity to be used for wrong reasons. That's the reason why I'm there in every social media, but I don't use it. I don't even waste a minute on Facebook or Instagram or anything. Surprisingly, my organization has posted some of my security videos. I have more than 60,000 followers on Instagram. That's another story altogether. And some of them ask, sir, you're saying don't waste. How would I know what you have posted if I'm not on the Instagram? I said, listen to me and then exit. So that's the way I say. So anything given free, suspect. So we have seen this, never open a short link. So as I said, short links are dangerous. It can be a landmine because you don't know what is that link. Like, for example, my father died in 2011. I have an elder brother who is 4.5 years elder to me and is in my father's position. I respect him, love him to that, replaced him in my father's position with respect to consulting or anything. And he's into renewable energy, windmill, solar, and other things. So he's also into that renewable energy forums and also he gets to feature into newspapers and magazines. He sends a short link of my latest interview. I will never open it. Though he's my brother and he's like my father, I'll always send him a message. Give me the source. I will go and verify or download the article or send me the article or give me a full URL. So that is what I will send. He will always say, what is this? Why are you doing this? And then he will download the article and send it to me. So never open short links because you don't know. Never pick up video calls. We have seen deepfakes as well as the sextortion type of things are there. All the browsers offer save password option. Don't use it. Just type. It takes hardly 5 seconds to type this 10-character password here. So just type it every time. Don't save it because we as a hacker know where is that password stored. And even if it is an encrypted form, we have a rainbow table utilities and AI-based utilities to crack the password and get into that. So don't save the password. Type it every time. Of course, when you have a keylogger, I will get to know what is the keys you have typed in. So you have to be very careful. As I said, always ensure that you type the password. Never share with the password, even with the family members. Like you might have put your son's name or daughter's name in the password. When they get to know that you are using that, they will go and tell their friends, hey, my papa is using my name as his password. So it could be dangerous. So never share what is the password you have. Avoid inserting USB drives. We have seen that. Avoid using free public Wi-Fi. This is something which a statement my entire office protests when I put this statement. But now I have to change this to say with a VPN, you can use the public Wi-Fi. Because I run the major, I have taken over the public free Wi-Fi at 6,110 stations of Indian Railways to monetize. And more the users, I will get more money. That's the way it is. So yeah, please use the public Wi-Fi with a VPN connection. Avoid zip or RAR files. Large files you have to share using zip. That's a normal habit. But till the time you open the zip, you don't know what is inside that. So never ever use a RAR or zip file. As I said, back up your data and critical information every day without fail. Don't give that responsibility to anyone. You do it yourself. Think before you click. Think twice and be vigilant. Check the email origin for phishing. Never violate the process set by your organization, because it has come from a very good set of framework recommended by somebody who has suffered a breach, and how to protect your organizations. If you are facing any discomfort, follow the process and go to your IT or the security guy and say, hey, this is very irritating. Can you do something else to substitute it or whatever it is? But since it is irritating, you don't just bypass or you don't follow the policy. Just follow the policies, because it has come with a lot of wisdom. Please understand that. Report any suspected or personal, any actions by your employees. Like anybody who is trying to do a damage, his behavior will be very suspicious. You will be very nervous. So if you see a man not in his common sense, common behavior, something abnormal is there, report to your boss. I am sure if somebody has noticed this guy, the system administrator in the South Block, and see him nervous or very tensed up suddenly because he's going to implant a malware, and told the boss, something wrong with this guy, just talk to him. So if the boss had told, what is your problem here? He would have burst and said, no, sir, I have 30 lakh and I am contemplating suicide. I don't know what to do. And I've got this offer. I don't know what to do. This is how we'd have opened up. So suspected action escalate immediately. And the programs on your mobile or your laptops, just report to the security team. Gaming applications are dangerous. Avoid gaming applications, because when you are concentrating on winning the game, you don't know what is happening on the other side of your laptop or desktop or the mobile. So you have to be very alert and aware. That is something. So avoid or do not store personal data or pictures on the mobile, because I can access all the things anytime with a spyware which is installed on your mobile. Never give your phone to anyone, even known or unknown, even for a minute, because I have a utility which my team has developed, and it is a root kit. We call it as a root kit attack. And that once it is installed, I can monitor your all activities on the phone, and it takes hardly 1 minute to install that. I need to just go to my website and say install, and it takes 1 minute to install it on your phone. I'll just, as if I'm talking, I'll do some talk and give you the phone. Okay. And I would have dialed to some unknown number so that you know that I'm talking to somebody. But in that time, the phone can get installed. And after that, all your calls, all your messages, whether it is WhatsApp or SMS, the OTP message, what you get, and all these things, I can get a duplicate in my desktop or laptop. I can monitor all the activities of your phone and dig deeper into your storage and see the pictures you have got, and if you've got any pictures or personal pictures, very personal pictures, I can take you for a ransom ride and other things. So never give your mobile to anyone. And we also seen the case of the Hyderabad blast, where the guy took 6 years of his life is gone in fighting a case to prove that he's innocent. Okay, so don't anybody. Today the world is so bad, you have to suspect everything. Okay, and then finally keep a card with a small limit. Online transactions cannot be avoided. So I have a small limit card from Kotak, which is having a limit of 16,900. And almost every month, twice, I will get a call from Kotak to say, sir, you are eligible for 5 lakh limit. Why do you keep it at 16,900? Shall I increase it to 5 lakhs? I'll say no. I'm okay with 16,900 is what I will say. Because I suffered about a 5 lakh loss in a Standard Chartered card. I used it in Dubai. I don't know what happened. By the time I landed in Chennai, 5 lakhs had gone. And those days, 2011, 12, there were no online alerts and all. When I got the statement, full 5 lakh was spent across the places, across the globe, which I did not even know where it is. Like, there was a transaction for 10,000 rupees, Indian equivalent in dollars, from a place called Sierra Leone. I do not know where is Sierra Leone. So I had to go to Google Map and search where is Sierra Leone. And I find it some in the western corner of Africa. I've never seen that country. Timbuktu, and whole lot of names which is appearing there. So I fought the case with the Standard Chartered, but I lost 5 lakhs. So then I said, let me keep for a small limit card for my overseas trip and online transaction. Why 16,900? Because the time when I got that card, the two-way fare, the Chennai, Delhi, Chennai, which is the longest trip I used to make those days, was costing 16,900 to make my trip. So that is the reason why I kept it there. The moment I use anything online, I'll swipe it from my regular account to pay that immediately, and that limit is always available. So you cannot avoid online purchases. So keep a small limit card and use it and safeguard yourself from a major damage, because card frauds have crossed $1 trillion last month in US alone. So imagine what will be the global value. So you have to be very, very, very careful, because you are swiping your card in the petrol pump. I can get the full details of your card number, as well as when you are giving the card, you can note down the CVV number very easily for that card onto the slip what he is giving you, duplicate, and you can use it online for card not present transaction and do a cheating. Okay, this sort of things are happening. So be careful. I hope all of you learn something useful and on the cyber hygiene and the best practices, as well as the cyber discipline, what I have recommended. And I'm sorry for exceeding 5 minutes of my time. I'm a professor. I normally finish it on time. But since the interactions were very wonderful, I think we exceeded the time. I'm sorry about that. And let's conclude the session there. I'm open to any questions. I saw a lot of people raising their hands during the discussion. So please unmute yourself. You can ask the question.
Sir, I'm Subhas Kalia. Just I want to know whether if the website is having HTTPS, it means whether it is genuine, 100% genuine, or even I have heard that even if it is having HTTPS, still it may be malicious or kind of thing. So how we can ensure the authenticity or genuineness of a website?
So you have to, sir, normally to get a SSL certificate, they do some credential check. You have to give who are you and what you are planning to do with that SSL certificate is verified, and then it is embedded onto your website. So it is more secure connection. Whatever is happening between your client browser and to the server, it is encrypted. That's what it means. But the website, what you are choosing, you have to be very careful. If it is say a commerce or a shopping website, you just do a background check of the rating of other common users. And there are ways to check when was the site created. If it is very latest one and created only yesterday, you have to suspect that. And there are ways to check the website credential, who is behind that, whether it is, where is the website hosted, and a whole lot of things. And we are not covering that as.
Sir, actually, I don't have IT background, so just I want to make sure in general terms whether if it is having HTTPS, it means it is secure.
At least the communication between your mobile or the laptop to the server is secure. But I'm going beyond that. You have to verify whether that website is legitimate and not fake or a fraudulent website. You have to do some checks. Maybe we'll ask Dr. Anand Srinivas to organize another session for you to tell how to identify a fake website. There are some nice utilities there. Who is .my is there, which will tell you the origin, where it is hosted, who is the owner of the website, when was it created, and things like that. And verify the DNS address, things like that. The very simple steps to verify the credibility of the website. HTTPS doesn't guarantee you credibility of the website. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, the communication is secure between what you are typing, a user ID and password to that website is not hackable, is what the HTTPS ensures. Okay. I hope.
Secondly, sir, external HDD can be used as a backup data. Is it safe? Because you are telling USB drive are not safe. So
yes.
How?
So you have a paid drive, Microsoft or Google. You create an account, paying annual fees.
Other than cloud,
share the link. share the link to your colleague for sharing the large files, not in
Other than
USB or RAR.
no, sir. For personal data, if I don't have cloud option, so can I go for external HDD?
That's also there.
That is safe,
HDD
sir.
HDD is a little bit safe compared to the USB drive, but still malwares can come into the, it's like a USB only. So it is better to do it from your safe system to a cloud and ask them to download the link. So you're also protecting the source of that.
The last question from my end. If sometime it becomes essential to share OTP or password over the phone to family member, so what is the way, safer way? Shall I tell over the phone, or can I send over WhatsApp or whatever SMS kind of things? Because sometimes it becomes essential to share.
So you do a voice call. Voice call interruption requires a very high-end knowledge and very high sophisticated technology to intercept over the air. It's not easy. So it's better to always communicate using the voice. But yeah, other means are dangerous. SMS, WhatsApp, everything can be trapped or monitored using a malicious software installed on your handset. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anybody else? Somebody raised the hands and went off. I don't know.
My credit card was debited by 1,32,000 last year. I did not share any OTP. I did not share any call to any person. Still, it was debited by 1,32,000 in Egyptian currency. So I received four transactions done in my credit card. So I was very alerted. So I called SBI credit card, and I also registered in the fraud government policy. But I called them SBI. I said that I did not share any OTP, how it was credited. So I checked that it was international payment was done to the Google ADS. I wrote to Google ADS, and somehow my transaction was stopped, and my expenditure was stopped, and it was returned back. But the problem is that I did not reduce the amount of international currency in my credit card. Probably that was my fault. But I talked to many people, and they said that we restrict our currency, especially in international currency, because most of the international currency transactions, they do not ask for the OTP.
Correct.
So that was one mistake that was done by me. But still, I suffered about 3 months back, 3 months to recover my amount from the credit card.
Yeah, you are fortunate that you got the money back, sir. I lost 5 lakhs. I couldn't get my money. Okay, so yeah, of course, those days there was no communication like this, OTP and all. So yeah, now it is mandated in India. So what I do is all my transactions, including domestic online, is disabled. Whenever I need to pay something online, I go and activate and pay, and then immediately disable. So no tap and pay, no online transactions.
I restrict my tap and pay.
Yeah,
but
so
this is one thing. Yeah, this is one thing which
so
we
when I
need
go
to consider.
overseas, I go to Kotak and enable overseas online purchase, online payment, as well as merchant payments.
Why these international transactions are not asking for OTP?
That's every country has its own regulations. Like India has got RBI has seen so much of frauds. They have mandated the bank or the card companies to mandatorily send an OTP, but not all the countries have that. Okay, any other questions? Dalveer, I think you raised the hands. I don't know. Anybody? Yeah, Duryodhan. Go ahead.
Safe to talk with somebody when our net is on. Sometimes it strikes your mind. Yeah.
Is it safe to talk to somebody when the net is on? The net is always on. Your mobile operators monitor your data traffic anyway.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can do about it. So you can use some encrypted tools. Like, of course, WhatsApp claims end-to-end encrypted, but my own guru Kamakoti has proved that it is crackable. Yeah, so better face-to-face, call your friend to a coffee and talk sensitive things over there.
Okay.
Yeah, Abba.
अरे कितना खाएगा? आधा दे मुझे पूरा Sir,
Abba?
sovereign gold. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, I purchased sovereign gold bonds through online internet banking, sir. But some changes were required in that. When I went to the bank, home bank, they said that online is separately operating and we are not responsible for the online thing. So, sir, is it better to purchase these things from the bank or through online mode?
So I don't know which bank you are talking about. Most of the banks, there is a website option to manage your card. So domestic transactions and international transactions, whether the merchant payment or online transactions, what is the limit? All these things, daily the spending limit, everything you can set
मुझे
it
पता था
yourself.
तू आया तो कुछ तो करेगा तो उसमें कह रहा हूँ कि
sir,
उससे कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा है
Sir, it was through online SBI internet banking, sir.
I don't know why they said that. They are responsible for that. They should not wash away their hands if you are a customer.
Okay,
Maybe
sir,
the
thank you.
customer care guy did not know the process. That also happens sometimes. They take an escape from there.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Any other questions?
Sir, you have mentioned that do not share personal
मजे आ रहा है
pictures,
जो मजे
secret data on mobile.
क्या कर रहा है
Yeah,
Do not
somebody is.
do not store personal pictures or secret data on mobile. But most of the time we are having our photographs as well as some data, like I'm having my whatever card, even Aadhaar card or PAN card picture on my mobile itself. And sometimes personal picture also, like passport size photograph I'm having on my mobile, so that I can send easily over the phone to someone if required, and like that. So point is that how it will be, I mean, it will be negative or
So mobile phones are hazardous. As I told you, there are several information stealing software which can get into your mobile without your knowledge. So what normally you do is all your identity documents and key documents, you can put it on DigiLocker. So there is a free software available by Government of India, hosted on a secure MATI cloud, and only with your multi-factor OTP plus a biometric, you can activate and withdraw that. So whenever you need to share your driving license or Aadhaar, you go to DigiLocker and open it up and then take it and give it to somebody. That's one option. Second thing is use your photographs to be stored on a paid cloud drive like Google or OneDrive. All have a paid drive, so you can install or you can save it there, not on your mobile. So that is more secure when you have a paid drive. As I said, Americans respect the privacy and protect your data very seriously. Okay, so that is an option which is there. Yeah, Rahul Gupta.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, our WhatsApp calls are like secure. Can we use WhatsApp call as an alternative?
Sir, WhatsApp calls are not secure. Though they call it is end-to-end encrypted. Several people have broken that encryption. And as I told you during the talk, the license agreement you have signed up with WhatsApp gives them the first right of use of the information, including the call recordings. Okay, so anything which is being given free, WhatsApp is supposed to be free. So why
Yes,
will
sir.
they give it to you free if they are not gaining anything from there? So they do a very good state-of-the-art speech to text conversion of your conversation in a group or one-to-one, even with your wife, and use it for their commercial purpose. So yeah, that's something which is there. So instead of WhatsApp, there are nice open source software available which can give you the equivalent of WhatsApp. So NTPC can create a WhatsApp equivalent which is very secure for internal communications or any of the communications to safeguard against any abuse or misuse. So, but that requires your IT support guys to move that direction, which is, I don't know, but people take a shortcut and use WhatsApp and risk the exposure of that in this thing. So, Amit Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Amit.
Sir, can we talk?
Yeah.
Sir, sometimes we think that we are facing difficulty in using social media to post our photos or family pics. Okay, so we used to avoid. But at the same time, we are thinking that many of our friends are posting, so we are facing a dilemma that we should post or not. Are we uh, uh, keeping, matlab, we are just getting behind and behind from the social picture because we are not updating ourselves on that. But as far as an IT person, we always teach in training that you should not post your images because they can be used to
They can be abused.
for cyber crime against you.
Sir, madam, what I'm saying is it is better to avoid the social media. If you have to exchange any photographs or anything, as I said, load it into a paid drive and then share the link to your family members. Only not open to all, only to that particular ID you can enable. So there are options to do that. So that is a much better way than posting it on the social media, and which is dangerous. We have a case where a girl is hugging her father, and that girl refused a love proposal from a boy, and the father fixed up a marriage to that girl, and this guy picks it up from the Google Drive, this picture where she's hugging her father, and marked the face to put his face there and sent it to the boy's family, saying that the character of the girl is bad, and it became a disaster. The girl attempted a suicide and she got saved, but and I went as a forensics expert to the family of the boys to say that, look, I made the father wear the same shirt. Look, this is the shirt. This is what is marked. This is how I opened up my laptop to show how the marking is identified. The boys' side said, no. Since we have a small suspect, we don't want to proceed with the marriage. And the girl again, second time attempted the suicide and she got. So don't store, save, share anything on the social media. Your own family pictures also can be abused and misused. So my recommendation is stay away. That's what it is. And if you have to share, as I said, use a paid drive, share the link. Yeah, Amit Kumar.
Yes, means your personal life is personal. Don't make it social.
Yeah.
This is the gist.
Yeah. Yes, Reena. Yes.
Sir, one thing that you were saying about using another app instead of WhatsApp, replacement of WhatsApp, because in offices most of the communication is done on WhatsApp, where we share our official documents sometime or meeting list or minutes of meeting, etc. So in NTPC we are using M365 and they are providing Kaizala app that can replace this WhatsApp.
Yeah.
To train the people.
It's because it's a paid application. It will be more secure than the open application. But just to communicate, there are you would have heard about Signal. Signal is another platform. That's an open source platform. Your company can download that at something like $90 you pay for the support or a token of gratitude, and host it within your system and run it as a Signal internally to you. Nothing goes out of your Office cloud or your.
So why Signal is more safe than WhatsApp?
Because Signal is now that's the way it is designed. It's what I'm saying is it's not whatever you are using in Signal on the cloud is different, but it allows you to download and use it for your own organization. You create it as an internal communication application. Name it as anything, NTPCC call or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But that is much better because nothing goes out of your ecosystem. The LAN WAN, what you have with NTPC is used there. So rather than a public cloud, that is what it is. Let's finish with Amit Kumar.
Yes.
So what about the safety of payment by scanning QR code?
Yeah, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Now QR codes are being abused for downloading or uploading the malware when you scan a QR code. technologies have come. So you are thinking you are scanning the QR code for making a payment, but when you scan the QR code, it is actually activating an application to connect to the backend to pay that 200 rupees or 100 rupees. But at the time when the communication is happening, I can pump what we call a tailgating. I can tailgate malware into your phone and stay there for long. Yeah, it is not good practice. I don't use QR code. I'm still a cash man. I carry my cash and spend the money. I'm a traditional old man, 62 years old, so I carry cash. I don't do online. And where there is something which I have to do, I call my daughter. She doesn't mind losing money. So I don't know how she keep track. Then I come and give her the cash. Safer to do that.
Always.
Yeah, Pranav Gaur,
Nice.
the final question. Dr. Srinivas, you also put your hands up.
सर मैं ये
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have a couple of questions, sir.
Yeah, let's
one
finish
is,
Pranav and then
Okay.
take your question.
मेरा आवाज सर मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा था कि क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग अपना डिजिटल मेरे कई जगह जैसे कि हम लोग वेबसाइट से कई जगह विजिट करते हैं कई जगह कुछ कुछ अपना डेटा शेयर कर देते हैं तो एक डिजिटल फुटप्रिंट क्रिएट हो जाता है उसको अगर हम लोग सर मैं अगर डिसअपियर होना चाहता हूँ मतलब अपनी आइडेंटिटी डिसअपियर करना चाहता हूँ इंटरनेट से कुछ उसका तरीका है क्या कुछ एनी मेथड या कुछ प्रोसेस हम लोग ऐसे कर सकते हैं
There are a couple of websites where you can go and verify whether your personal digital footprint has been compromised. But that's another session. Yeah, there are public available, tested good websites available, like Have I Been Pawned type of applications are available on the website where you put your email address or your mobile number. They'll tell you where all it is compromised. And even the TAFCOP application is meant for that, where your mobile connections are there. Same way, there are no other methods to check your digital footprint is abused or misused. So that's another session we have to have because that's a live demo I need to show and all of you need to do it in parallel to check your digital footprint because you can't share what is happening here. Okay. Yeah, Pranav. We'll ask Dr. Anand Srinivas to organize another session for checking the digital footprints and other kinds of frauds. Yeah,
Yes,
somebody
sir.
else? Yeah, Anand.
Sir, how safe is DigiYatra, sir? DigiYatra.
Fortunately, DigiYatra is not on the public cloud yet. Okay, it is on a private cloud, and it is currently safe because it uses the face biometric. So the biometric, it doesn't save your face per se. It extracts the features, and features are saved. And to reconstruct the use of the features for recognition purpose, you require the same software to be used, and that is not an easy compromise. It's compromisable, but somebody stealing that biometric data, they can't do anything without the software to reconstruct a verification process. So it is, since the biometric is a little bit always safer compared to a password. So it is, DigiYatra is currently safe.
Thank you, sir. Sir, one or two queries in the chat.
Yeah.
Sir, virtual login or normal login, which is safer? One query from Anil Kumar, sir, in the chat, sir. And similarly, regarding VPN, is VPN safer, which is better? That type of one or two queries are there, sir.
Yeah, let's go through that. Sorry, I missed that. How good is the VPN? Yeah, okay. VPN is always, again, there are two types. One is a free VPN, another is a paid VPN. If you use a paid VPN, it is always secure and is better. Winscribe is something which I use. I'm not recommending any product by habit, but I'm telling you, I'm very comfortable with using a paid version of Winscribe. And it's been very effective for the last 6 years. I've been using that. So VPN is always a better method to use. And when you put Winscribe, it gives for 5 devices. So you can use it for your mobile connections, your wife's mobile connection. I have configured it for my wife, my daughter, and myself, and 2 of the laptops, my daughter's laptop and my laptop. All of them use the same VPN connection. So it is something which is very, very useful. VPN is very safe and it is secured to a large extent. And Yeah, how is free Wi-Fi dangerous? Because you
Sir,
can
how
set
we
up
can
a
use
rogue.
VPN for home, for devices? How we can use this VPN?
So there is a VPN client you have to install, and then configure your device to access the net, your internet service provider. Then it secures a tunnel communication always. So that is what it is. So there is a
So
VPN
we have
client.
we have to purchase this VPN network.
Yes, VPN software. Yeah, subscribe.
VPN software we have to purchase, as well as antivirus software we should purchase for laptops and our multiple devices, mobiles, etc.
Yeah, nowadays they call it as endpoint protection. It's an anti-malware, anti-spyware, anti-adware, anti-everything. It's called the total protection suite. Just virus is only one form which was existing earlier, but now with the current threats, total protection is required. So somebody has asked, Neeraj Mishra has asked why free Wi-Fi is dangerous. I can set up a rogue access point and monitor whatever you are doing. And second thing is man-in-the-middle attack is possible in a free Wi-Fi. There are a lot of downside of free Wi-Fi, but if you use a VPN and connect using a free Wi-Fi, you're still safe. That's what it is. So iPhone has a better security than Android. It's a fact. Okay, only totally global malwares, what we saw, 246 million information stealers, 97% are configured for Android, only 3% for iPhone. So that's the way it is. I'm not saying it is zero, but compared to Android, it is much more safer. Okay, so is Google safe to store personal data? Yes, if it is a paid one. Yes, for your Aadhaar card, driving license and other things, DigiLocker given by the government is more secure because it's hosted in a MIT cloud, which is within India and tested by our Data Security Council and certified. So it is better there. And yeah, so don't use when you get a potential threat, don't use it. And yeah, even the companies or website, because they may have a outdated certificate, digital certificate. So normally my Mac have booked 60% of the websites I cannot access because it will say that certificate has expired and things like that. So virtual login, I don't know what you mean by virtual login. So if you use, sir, there are two things. The other day, somebody asked the question in one of my classes. I was doing a session for Government of Karnataka. How safe is the banking app, mobile app? So I gave him an answer. So per se, the banking app is very safe. It is tested and it is certified because normally it is also need to adhere to the PCI, the Payment Card Industry Digital Security Standards, DSS, we call it as. Otherwise, they don't get a chance to upload it to Play Store or iPhone stores, okay, for your users to download. So it is very secure. But your handset may have a lot of leaking, keylogger or information stealers or a ransomware or any of these APT type of advanced persistent threat. They are just gathering information to wait for an opportunity to attack. So it can have a lot of malicious software install or malicious applications running, which is doing an information leakage. So like a keylogger, when you type it to the banking application, which is secure per se, but when you type the user ID, password, and this thing, the keylogger will send it to the guy, the perpetrator who planted the keylogger into your phone. So that is what it is. So logins or normal logins depends on what is inside your laptop or mobile. As I said, do a double time reset of factory reset of your phone and remain safe. How safe from dark web? Don't go there because it's not for a novice or unknown person. It requires a lot of expertise and precautions to be taken. And missed call from Maldives. So we don't respond to any unknown numbers. That is a golden habit. You have to set it to yourself. Because known persons, you have already saved their contacts. Always receive the calls from there and block this number, or you can even report to the cybercrime saying that you are receiving a disturbing call from this number. They will block it and they will investigate and take an action on them. Deepfake is a big concern. Yeah, a lot of beautiful applications of AI is possible. I was listening to my director the other day. I was talking in a music sabha how AI can be useful for analyzing the Kalpana Swaras, Raga Alapanas, and other things he was talking about. So AI can have beautiful application, but the downside of it is the fraudsters use it more than the defenders like us. Unfortunate, but that's the challenge we have as we go. It's going to be more and more difficult to recognize these things. And so deepfake and is very difficult to identify. So as I said, do not receive any calls or anything from unknown sources and suspect everything and conclude that it is safe. Okay, that is something. This is the general habit which I would recommend to all of you. Oh, banking passwords. Here, the brain. But what I normally do is you have a very particular nice phrase. It could be a simple thing like Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pile of water. Some phrase, past phrase. You convert it into a recognizable term, use it in the middle, and suffix and prefix your bank details to make it unique. So it could be Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara, a combination of numbers and characters with upper and lower case. You can create a unique combination. So Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara is your passphrase based on which you have created the password, and you can prefix. Normally, I have 5 bank accounts. I've alphabetically arranged, and I put a number to each of the bank account. I prefix that and suffix the current month 3 characters. Like September has started on the first, I'll go and say SEP at the end of it. So you have a unique password every month, which is there. So something like that, you have to develop a logic, but never save or write the passwords of your bank, especially anywhere other than your mind. Okay. Like Jagdish, I hope I answered it. Bitwarden is, it's a password manager which you can do, but it costs you some money. Yeah, there are password managers you can use. QR code. Yeah, it's always better not to link your UPI or any of these things to directly account you have. As I said, link it to a small amount account. You can create a new bank account with only 5,000 rupees remaining there and do online transactions using the bank account directly. So, yes, Ava. Now data privacy bill has been passed in India. So you have to make a specific request to the agency which has collected the data. You have to say, destroy my data, and keep that record, and they have to send you a proof that they have destroyed the record. So DPDPA enables you, empowers the user to request an organization to delete the record when you are no more their customer. So, but a lot of people don't know that they have that right. This is unfortunate problem of our government because we have 70% of illiterates in this country. So, yeah, that's a challenge you have to overcome. But DPDPA empowers you for the data privacy. The organization which collects your information on your request need to give you a proof that they have destroyed the data completely. That's the empowerment they have given in the DPDPA now in India. But not all the countries have the privacy policies like what we have. We are one of the, I think, 13th or 14th country in the world to have a digital data protection act. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? I know we have exceeded the time, but very interesting discussion. I hope you all found it useful. Dr. Srinivas, you have still put your hands up. You can ask your question.
No, sir, not for questions, sir. It's
a flag to say time up. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
okay. I'll make the concluding remark, and I wish to thank PMI, especially Dr. Anand Srinivas and his team for organizing this lecture, giving me an opportunity to talk and share my whatever knowledge I have the last 14 years as cybersecurity expert. And I had very wonderful interactions, a lot of good questions. And sorry, I couldn't answer many because when I put on the window full screen, I cannot see what is happening in the chat. I hope I answered all of you. My contact details are always available with Dr. Anand Srinivas. You can approach me anytime for any problems you have. And whatever is extent possible, we'll help you with whatever information or anything you can with whatever best possible ways. So with that, I take this opportunity to sign off. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.